What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another Shep Pettibone remix. Thank you as always to Izzy for this particular deep dive, revisiting some tracks I've already reacted to, and there's one or two waiting, I think, in relation to tunes I've yet to react to, but will hear the normal or album version of in various deep dives going forward. But yes, we're going to listen to Shep's remix of Cyndi Lauper's Change of Heart, a tune from her True Colors album, I believe 1986, her second album. I'm very fond of the original. I've reacted not only to the audio version of the song, but I did also react to the video a little while back. I think it was blocked here on YouTube, but the full reaction should be available over on my Patreon. But yes, I'm curious to hear what Shep's going to do with this, how close to the original, at least in some of the sonics, it will be, if there's a longer intro, a longer instrumental interlude, playing with vocal samples and so on. In the moment, I don't remember what year this remix is from, so apologies for that, but I'm sure Izzy will have the info there, and any others of you who are familiar with this remix or Shep's work more generally, please do comment. But yes, let's go along with Luca's calm demeanor and listen to the Shep Pettibone remix of Change of Heart, which I'm trying to remember, is it listed as a 7-inch? What is it? No, it's a 12-inch, so it's the 12-inch extended club mix of Change of Heart by Cyndi Lauper by Shep Pettibone.
Yeah, turn that bass up.
I agree.
Turn that bass up. Turn that bass up.
like it a lot. First, though, I am going to comment. Normally, with like a 12-inch mix, it's a bit more like DJ oriented. So I'm actually surprised to hear it fade out there. You think it would maybe strip down a little bit more and then end with like a beat, which is again more like DJ friendly. But I was not terribly surprised when it went into what in the album version of the song is that final like vocal rich moment where it all kind of just slows down and lets Cyndi's vocals finish off the tune. I wasn't surprised when it re-kicked up again and began another like instrumental oriented section. And in fact, I'd say like a lot of the sonics feel more or less right in line with the album tune, but it's like Shep stretches it out and strips it down a bit. So we hear most of the parts I think that are in the album track, but they're separated a bit more. They're highlighted because a lot of the track feels less dense, like the album version, if I'm recalling it correctly. And I'm just now second guessing myself, like, does it end with just that vocal part in the album version, or does it actually kick back up and then fade in the album version too? I think it breaks down and then ends, but I could be wrong there. But yes, I think like the original version or the album version, it's a bit more like synth pop dense, whereas here it feels stretched out. Now there are parts I think are added, like the, what is it, turn up the bass, and the like turn up the bass. Like those vocal samples are really, fragmented and repeated in a rhythmic manner, which feels like that's very much Shep's bread and butter in a lot of the remixes I've heard, at least so far. And there's, I think, some percussive rhythms in there, some drum rhythms that I don't think are in the original, or if they are, they're emphasized way more here, in part, again, because I think it's stripped down so you can hear the individual parts more. And there's definitely some sections that have like a longer instrumental, like dance kind of flavor relative to, again, the normal version of the track, which just kind of has this energetic synth pop sound. But again, like, Cyndi's vocals themselves are pretty much what I recall from the album tune. I was thinking, and I think this is indicative of not just the album version of this track, but a lot of Cyndi's work. She can belt, she has very expressive melodic vocals, but I love those little vocalizations. Like, she does this little, like, I don't know if it's like a chirp or it's like a little squeak type sound, and there's a few moments here where she's like singing and there's a pause and then a little squeak, like a little Cyndi squeak. And I very much enjoy those. So yeah, I think it's a great tune already, and I like what Shep does with it here. I want to say that's like 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes? Okay, a little bit less than 8, but on that level. It definitely felt, 12-inch extended mix in a proper sense in that regard. So yeah, a very cool version of an already great track. Shout out to Shep, shout out to Cyndi, of course. I'm now going to do a Cyndi reaction from our current point in that deep dive, so yeah, it's a nice segue to that. But once again, shout out to Izzy, who shared a great many things, including these Shep remixes, and I had been a bit remiss in this particular deep dive, so I'll try to come back for the next Shep remix in the not too distant future with less of a gap between this one and that one than between this one and the previous one. So yes, Luca is interested in all this. Let me know what you think. I'll see you for the next one. Peace.